Hello, this is part 3. I ended the other one with 5G absorbs or destroys oxygen absorption in the atmosphere as well as in your body. And 5G absorbs the water vapor and the molecules from the Earth's surface and in your body, and that creates a tinderbox effect for their forest fires that they use direct energy weapons to start. But your loving meteorologists are sworn not to tell you of this, and they know all about it, folks. COPD is on the uprise for years now from 5G oxygen and water absorption. COVID-19 symptoms for the stupid. Oh, I'm shortness of breath. I got COVID-19. That's because you're an ignorant fool and you don't know anything about what the frequencies are doing to the oxygen and the water. Not just in the air around you, but in your bodies. COVID-19 symptoms for the stupid. 5G creates dead space around you. I'm talking about dead space in the air. It takes the life factors from the air. The government's military supercomputers have the frequencies of targeted individuals mapped and saved. They can isolate you by your frequencies and target you in a crowd and take your breath. They can hurt you. They can harass you with itching, with pain. Or they can give you a heart attack in the plain sight of witnesses or cause you to become nuts and take physical actions that results in your loss of freedom or life. And no one will question how or why. Just observe without question is your frequency programming. The only people you're supposed to question or argue with is the truthers, the researchers, who look up the dirt and the lies and try to present it to you. That's who you're supposed to argue with. Don't argue with anything that the government or any of their people tell you. Remember your schooling, your indoctrination? Believe without question unless it's a truther or a researcher. 5G electromagnetic radiation frequencies omits emissions from hydrogen cyanide. The 1968 CDC reports say that hydrogen cyanide, AC, of the element and chemical charts, is a chemical warfare agent, an asphyxiant that manipulates the normal use of oxygen in every organ of the body of life, whatever the body of life is. This causes the diagnosis of COPD and other respiratory diseases. Oh, it must be the COVID-19. Doctors are coming forth now saying that there's more people that's died across the years every year in their states from flu than the COVID-19. That's why they're pushing to make all the deaths having anything to do with respiratory, or they just lie on the paperwork, to be a result of COVID-19. Because the COVID-19 covers up the strong 5G Wi-Fi symptoms. In July of 2018, FEMA placed an order for 10 tons of cyanide from a Brazilian manufacturer, Askell Umica. That's ASKELLOUIMICA. 2,500 gallons and a little cyanide goes a long way. Why in the world would FEMA want 10 tons of hydrogen cyanide? You think about it. Oh no, you're supposed to just take it with stride and don't question. 5G electromagnetic frequency energy is absorbed by skin and nerve endings with sensations of skin heat, itching, dryness, scales from dead cell tissues destroyed by frequencies, aches and pains, skin crawling or feeling of contact, to your skin caused by mixed nerve messages being sent to your brain, and they can cause numbness and swelling, circulation problem, retardation, and pain. It is said, there was a dermatologist that left a comment on a deleted channel that I had one time when I was saying some stuff about the frequencies, and he said that they can make you experience movement of your body parts. And it said that our bodies can be programmed to emit a chemical that attracts biting insects. The frequencies can cause our body to emit some fragrance or some smell, some chemical that attracts biting insects. 5G penetrates your skin and goes deeper into you to destroy your cells and your cell structure and your immune systems, even your good bacteria that destroys bad bacteria. 5G causes body proteins to coagulate, affecting absorption, and retards immune system functions and brain functions and the body's storage and accessibility to carbohydrates and their benefits, and it causes gladiola growth, obesity, destroys the useful bacteria cells, like I said. The Pearl chain reaction in bacteria, or PCR testing, polymer chain reaction. It's P-O-L-Y-M-E-R-A-S-E. Polymer chain reaction. It's used to identify the resistance of your immune system to antibiotics. The 5G destroys the effectiveness of antibiotics and uses viral sequencing to electromagnetically block the antibiotics that your physicians give to you. The employees of oppressive and aggressive human control systems are probably not injected with the mercury and the aluminum like the rest of us, so they aren't chemically marked for targeting. Ever hear of a cop or a government employee, a dentist or a doctor or a Jewish lawyer that receives treatments for tinnitus? No, but they are aware of your suffering from the frequencies. These people are protected as employees of a corrupt system that hurts the rest of humanity. Lots of war vets in the last 25 to 40 years of frequencies used in wars. They're suffering from hearing loss and tinnitus that disables many of them at a cost. Tinnitus is an audiological and neurological condition resulting from frequencies, as about 1/3 of the United States now suffers from. All of them don't report the hearing, the ringing, the tickling, and the itching in the ears to their doctors, but 1/3 of the U.S. is suffering from tinnitus. The UK has now labeled tinnitus as a mental disorder to cover up the 5G adverse effects on many of the populace that isn't shielded by those same ones who produce these frequencies. 1/3 of the U.S. and UK are medically diagnosed as having punitive, predisposing personality factors, which is called neuroticism. Thanks to the frequencies. Even the thunder has become controlled by man. Who controlled it before? Man took it over. Who controlled the machines that man now controls weather by the use of HARP machines? Ask yourself, who controlled the weather before man got his hands, or man built these machines that now control the weather? Who did it then, folks? The nervous system of all life is affected by overpowering artificial frequencies. You don't feel the frequencies destroying your organs, but they are. Your limbic neocortex senses electromagnetic energy. You know what a limbic neocortex is? That's your brain. You know the only other species that has and shares the same brain as humans is the reptilian species. Not necessarily talking about lizards and frogs and turtles. I'm talking about the upright reptilians, the hybrids that created the human hybrids. Put that in your little pipe and smoke it. And brain tumors and lesions are the result of these ultra-high frequencies with 3G and 4G. So what do you think 5G is doing? 3G and 4G gave you brain tumors and lesions. What do you think 5G is doing? Weather is HAARP controlled through many of their agendas. Just like I said, World War II and Nam and all wars since then, frequencies are being used. Displacing and herding people, taking back lands now from people other than the American Indians in the United States and in other countries too. Excuse me. Most of y'all can't see the big picture. The Gwen Towers constantly emit ultra-high frequencies through the ground and through the air and through water. Weather and mind control is one thing the Gwen Towers are used for. 5G and the thousands of Gwen Towers now embed hypnosis into the brains of any life form selected. 5G produces beta and gamma particles that penetrate you with radiation, some shallow, some go deep, and your DNA definitely is targeted. I've got something that I'm going to go to the fourth part of this with, and this is going to be some little stuff for y'all, but it has to do with 9/11. And if you're interested, then you stick around for the fourth part.